Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to design the third cake of my cake collection. We have a single layered cake, and we're going to add just a lot of embellishments to the cake that's really going to pair from the second cake that I have created for the collection, and just adding a lot of different aspects in terms of bas relief, regular pearls, freshwater pearls. I have some dragonflies, some fireflies, some ladybugs that I'm adding on the cake. So just like a lot of different fun embellishments, just to really spice the cake up a little bit. And I have some ribbon that I am applying on the bottom, and I painted the ribbon with a sugar flower dust, a petal dust, just to kind of like give it a little bit of a contrast. I did that in yellow because I'm really just keeping with the theme of the butter yellow cake with the periwinkle primroses and the sugar flower leaves that you have seen on all of the cakes so far. So right now, I did decide I wanted to do a ribbon effect to where I'm having a big bow coming off from the side, and that didn't work out. So you're going to see me remove that portion. But you're also seeing the molds that I am using to really add the bas relief technique to the cake, to where I'm pressing in the fondant inside of the mold, and I'm shaping it a little bit. And then I am painting it with water, and I am pressing that on the cake to where I'm just really blending in the mold with to the cake with a Dresden tool. And I'm just kind of like going around the cake and applying the design to where I see fit, just making sure it's a really good cohesive theme. You see the bows down below. I wanted to work out, but it did not work out. So I decided to remove that from the cake. So really, I'm just taking just the different molds I have, and just applying it around just to kind of like make sure it's coming together very smoothly. So next, I have the using the fondant tool just to make sure I'm not touching the cake, and just really making sure that it's coming together really well. I like to get it done the first go around, so it's kind of like being really full. So then I'm going to add the different design aspects on top of that, instead of having to go back and fill it out. So these are the supplies that I am using for the sugar flowers. I'm using Crystal Colors as the brand, and I'm using a 24 gauge for the sugar flowers and a 26 gauge for the leaves. And I'm taking the black pen like I have before, making sure I'm tying in that accent of black from the other cake designs into this cake as well. So I'm just going out, I'm outlining the bas relief technique, just kind of like giving the pops of color and the contrast that each cake has, just to kind of like pull it together. I'm laughing at a Survivor. I'm currently watching. I have to figure out which season that I'm watching. I watched a whole bunch. I'm making this entire collection. So, anywho, I got sidetracked. So, I'm just kind of like going around, making sure that I am really just filling in all the gaps with the design technique. And then I am going through and I'm using piping gel. I'm taking some some pearls that I showed, and I'm applying that to the cake. And so I'm adding those different design aspects that I showed in the beginning of this video, dipping it in and applying it as my glue. And I'm making some freshwater pearls. I showed those at the beginning as well. And I'm just applying those to the cake. And then I am playing around with the sugar flowers for this cake. And I decided to do this fun little mohawk look for the cake, to where I have the branches going up above and then towering down below. I actually really loved how this came out. Because it just kind of like gives the cake a really cool aspect. Of course, I'm using the different I'm pulling in the same sugar flowers as the other cake, but it's just kind of like giving it a different look. So I'm kind of like going through using my long tweezers just to manipulate the cake carefully with the sugar flowers so they do not break, and just kind of like really just uh, using the branches to really shape them in the way that I want. I'm going through and adding some finishing touches, which is something that you want to do just to say, hey, I'm going to really complete this cake out. Please let me know what you think of this cake below in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel for more cake tutorials and cake business advice to help you grow your cake business.